Hi, this is Bass Guitar Lessons Leeds, and today we're looking at Danny's All-Star Joint by Ricky Lee Jones. So let's jump straight into the intro and the first verse. Okay, this is the intro and first verse to Danny's All-Star Joint. Structurally, it's quite a straightforward tune. It's pretty much like a blues. You just got E, A, and B chords being used, and we're basically just playing major triads over those and adding the six, which I'll go around the shape. And that's about it. The only thing that makes it a bit tricky and an interesting one to learn on bass is you've got this dead note after each thumb. It's all with the thumb as well. I wanted to do something using thumb slapping that wasn't kind of, where it's all thumb and pop. This is just the thumb, and it's really good. And you've got this, so there's like an E being hit in that instance, and then I'm playing a dead note. Now to get the dead note, I just lay my fingers very gently on the string, and you get that sort of percussive effect. So I'm playing an E, an open E, and then I'm muting the string with this hand, with my fretting hand, just laying the fingers very gently across the string so they're not pushing down. Then you get that dead note sound. Then I'm playing G sharp at fret 4, hitting the dead note after it. I'm hitting a B at fret 7, and that's like one finger per fret. I can get that at the span of my hand across there, okay? And then another dead note, and then I'm going to play the C sharp here at fret 4 on the A string. And you do that 4 times, and that's your intro. Then when Ricky Lee Jones comes in singing, we do it another 6 times exactly like that, and then we just stop on beat 1 of bar 7 and rest for the rest of that bar and all of bar 8, which goes like this. Then we're into the next bit. We play that same pattern on A twice, but now you could play this open. I don't play that there because you could hear it got a bit of noise as well. I prefer to play it across here, and I play all of it on the 2 fattest strings. So the A is fret 5, dead note, then fret 9, which is a C sharp on the E string as well. So 5, 9, and then 7 and 9 on the A string, which is an E and an F sharp. So it's exactly the same pattern related to the root note as the one we do on E, but this is on A. So we're playing 5, dead note, 9, dead note, and then 7 and 9 on the A string. And we do that twice, then we go back and play the E twice. And then we come up and we play the B. Now I could play the B here, as I said before. But that'd be across all 4 strings. I think it sounds much fatter playing it on the fattest 2 strings here. So we're playing the same distance of notes. I'm playing fret 7, fret 11, which is D sharp. So we're playing a B at fret 7, D sharp at fret 11, followed by a dead note, and then frets 9 and 11, which is F sharp and G sharp on the A string. Do that twice, then we just hit the A there. And then we play the E for a further 8 bars, and then it all starts again. And that's your first verse. So the second verse is very similar. We'll look at that next.
machine and he said, come on, sis, give me $1. Come on, sis, give me 5. I'm in a halfway house on one-way street. Ooh, I'm a quarter past 11.
Okay, so this is the second verse to Danny's All-Star Joint. It's exactly the same as what we showed you in the first one, and you've just seen it play through. The only difference is that on the very last bar, instead of just carrying on into the next verse, we're going to go to a solo section which moves up to the A chord. So if you think that it does 8 bars after you've stopped, so you've got your, if I go from the B here, it stops on the A, and then we play E for 8 bars, and then we carry on the first time, which you've just seen. And now this time this is what we're going to do, because we're going to go up to the solo, which is next. So I'm just going to play from hitting this A as a stop, because you know where you are then. And then you've got the counting of 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that time just as a nice sort of walk up. So instead of going and playing the pattern we've played every single time, this time we're hitting the open E, still put a dead note in between each one, and we're just going to play the open E, these are all on the E string, and then fret 2, and then fret 3, and then fret 4, which goes like this. And then we go to the A, and that's the solo and breakdown section, which is where we're going to go to next.
She loves to walk the puppy, like pickles in the relish, she never gets enough. Hershey milkshake steaming on a stick with a hard lamb sandwich. Oh, let us get thick. It's not because I'm dirty, it's not because I'm clean, not because I kiss the boys behind the magazines. Hey boys, how about the fight? Here comes Ricky with the girl on tape. She don't know your name, she knows what you got. Match it ball to the chicken in the pot, chicken in the pot, chicken in the pot, chicken down upstairs.
Okay, this is the solo and breakdown section to Danny's All-Star Joint. The solo starts on the A chord. So he was walked up from the last E using this thing. This nice chromatic walk from F sharp, G natural and G sharp in there. So we're going, and then we play exactly the same pattern that we played on the A in the verses, but we play it 4 times. Then the E 4 times. Then we stop on the E, and this is the breakdown section that follows the solo. And I switched just to my fingers here, just because it's easier to kind of just get it nice and smooth. And all we do is we've gone 2, 2, 2. And you do that 10 times. And you'll hear on the record where it moves up. And the last time I switched back to my thumb, and just before the B, it's almost as if this F sharp note here, this D sharp note, it goes on to an F sharp. The D sharp that he plays is almost an error, because he's going to go up to a different chord, and it sounds like it's a little bit quieter than this note. So after your last 2, 3, 4, 2, it goes. So they're just pushed slightly. just pushed before the beat, and then which is there's chickening apart, and the drum roll comes in, and you back into the, and you're going on an outro verse there, which is slightly different to this because there's no stopping, but we'll go through that, and the play along for that will happen now. Okay, so this is the last verse and outro to Danny's All-Star Joint. This is exactly the same structurally as the other verses, but we don't do any stops in here. So the chords are the same, but we just continue through. So I'll just play through it. You've got 8 bars of E. So that's all you need to play the song all the way through. I'll show you a couple of things you can that you can do that make it slightly different on the outro, and you can add some of the things that aren't on the track that'll help. But basically that's it. That's all you need to play the song all the way through. Just remember there that you put in the walk in between on the last bar of E going up to A, and there's no stopping. So when we come off the B, previous verses we've done that, but this time round it's all the way to the end. What you can do on that is just outline a few different kind of walking parts. What I do, I play it in a band that I play with some friends, and so you just add the octave on the way back. The octave of the E chord. So you play just an E, and then come back and play the other notes that you've played. Another thing you can do to make it a little bit cheesy, and because we're using the thumb, is on the outro you could pop those notes if you wanted to. There's all sorts of different stuff you can do. You could pop them walking up. I think a couple of times on the video example I just do the one from here. Just the note and then the octave. But that's just if you want to put that kind of stuff in. You don't have to, you can just play that all the way through. That's all you need to play everything in the wonderful Danny's All-Star Joint by Ricky Lee Jones. We'll see you next time.